In Parshat Ki Tisa, towards the end of the Parsha, we are told about the Shalosh Regalim, the 3 pilgrimage festivals. Shalosh Pamim Bashana, Yeira'eh Kol Zechurcha et Pnei Hadon Hashem Elokei Yisrael. 3 times a year, all of your males, able-bodied males, must appear before Hashem. This is on the festivals of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. The Torah then continues, Ki orish goyim mipanecha. I will send forth nations from before you, v'irchavti et gevulcha, and I will expand your land. What is the connection between these 2 things? The pilgrimage festivals and the fact that Hashem was speaking to Moshe to tell the Israelites that they would come into the land of Canaan. At the present time, they were in the wilderness, but they would come into the land of Canaan. He would send forth the inhabitants, he would expel them from the land, and he would expand their borders. What are the 2 things to do with one another? And Rashi explains so beautifully and succinctly that Hashem was saying to them as follows. At the moment you're living in the wilderness, and you're going to be living with the Mishkan, the tabernacle, in the center of your lives. You'll be bringing sacrifices all of the time. You'll see the spirituality. You can't miss it. But when you eventually come into the land of Canaan, and I will help you to inherit the land, and I will expand your boundaries, and you'll live far off from the tabernacle or its successor, the temple in Jerusalem, you won't be able to come as often as you like to the temple. And therefore, I'm setting at least 3 times of the year, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, where you will come to the temple, you will bring sacrifices, you will appear before Hashem. What Rashi is telling us is that we need islands in time. The Jewish people in the wilderness were living an entirely spiritual existence. The food that they got came from heaven. They were studying Torah all of the time. The water that they drank came from a miraculous well. Their entire existence was spiritual. But in the land of Israel, they would be doing physical things, plowing the land and sowing their seeds and harvesting and all different types of agricultural work and other work. And they wouldn't be able to focus on the spiritual all of the time. And that's really what happens in our lives also. We're not able to focus on the spiritual all of the time. So Hashem says, I'm going to give you times where you're going to come to the temple and you're going to be inspired. And that inspiration is going to keep you going through the rest of the year until you come back for the next pilgrimage festival. And so it continues to this day. But it doesn't have to be only on an annual basis. You know, the Talmud tells us that there is a concept of koveya itim LaTorah. We have to have set times in our day and night to study Torah. Unless one is a full-time Torah scholar, you can't study Torah all of the time. But you can have set periods in your day. It could be immediately after Shachrit in the morning. It could be at night after everyone's gone to sleep and there's quiet in the home. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you should have these set times, islands in time, in which you can commune with Hashem, in which you can do mitzvot and study Torah. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.